Let me see. What's on stage? What that mean? Chat hole later. I see. I see. Okay. Now let me make sure this here Wi-Fi connected, ladies and gentlemen. And not this, because I'm on an external software, so it take a little second to connect on my end and to get sent out. Let me see here. And you could hear me on here. Don't know if I'm connected on here right now. Didn't get to film today, early today. So let me see. Okay, it's connected now. See y'all. Chats coming up, and hopefully you can hear me okay. Glad y'all were able to catch a live, some of y'all. And thank y'all so much. Just wanted to pop in because I didn't get to. Hey there, Amber. Been missing you. Wondering where you was at. Checking on in with me. Amber, one of my supporters long time. Now, Amber Johnson, when you go to mymentor.life and you click on hire a coach, that's her at the top. She the first coach. She tried mymentor.life before I did, and I'm the founder of it. And so she done been booked on there more times than me. Kimberly, I think I sure did get your book. To my knowledge, send me an email about that, especially if you signed up for a promo, so I could get that in there, get that scheduled. But wanting to pop on here, my head is spinning, and I done heard everything and heard nothing at the same time. Comfort in Yang, you are able to put your questions in the chat, put hashtag Q before it so I'll see it. And Rod John, God bless you. And thank y'all. And shout out to the moderators on here. Be able to help me on here with this. And I'll be on here till I have to get off for a call. And my wife, she at Pilates with my niece. So got me a little free time. Make sure got me a little free time. And Q Scott, God bless you. My son, yes, he was nervous in there after the interview where he teaching about his TikTok lessons. My son said he wanted to help pay for his college. And then so he told me he got a TikTok he posted, and it got over 70,000 likes. Now, I don't think I've ever did that on TikTok. So I'm like, what the world? Boy, you got something going on. So I said, all right, well, let's get on here and talk about it. So we did a course. It's on TonyGassonAcademy.com. All the proceeds going to his college tuition, like he say, and he doing one-on-ones. So, hey, I see they be doing it. Now we doing it. Well, you got to pass down the skill set. Pass it right on down. He say he doing one-on-ones because he say everybody niche is different. And so he'll help you come up with your strategy for your TikTok. And so in his course, it got where you could book a session with him. He charged $25 a half hour. And you could send it to his Cash App. Or you could click on the Stripe link if you don't got Cash App. And he the boy made his calendar on Calendly. I said, son, why you available from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.? He said, Dad, I ain't trying to miss nothing. He said, I want all the sessions I could get. I said, all right, you're going to quickly change your mind. Once you get you one of them who Can't spell TikTok. Now what you want me to do, Tony? Now how I got to do this? Now what? I said, boy, you gonna get burnt out quick. I say, cause listen, I got some supporters that's in their 70s. And when they get on there and go to working you, so we'll see how long he be coaching. And now if you book a session and you don't need to talk to him, you just blessing him for college. He leave in less than a month for college, first year, freshman year. Then just put in the description, I'm just blessing you. Just a blessing. Cause his cash app in the thing. Now his TikTok page, he really don't like my people to go on his TikTok because he be like, Dad, you be telling people to follow me, and then I have, Auntie 917 commenting, Tony, keep up to get work. And he's like, Dad, sometimes they comments, it be just throwing me off because he don't like people to comment. He don't mind to follow, but you know how it is, how these kids is. They don't want you to, to put them on the spot. And I say, yeah, I get it. I get it. Because I say sometimes I have to delete my own supporters' comments. I be like, what the world are you talking about? So let me, I'm going to go through y'all questions tonight. This Q&A, Bless Tribe Q&A. And when I get the time each day, I'm going to try to find so it'll be random times and also so that different people can make it. So sometimes it'll be at noon. Like my Caucasian brothers and sisters, they be doing their stuff in the daytime. Then sometimes it'll be at night, and sometimes be late at night, especially if my wife out of town or something, and I get to stay up late and work, and then it'll be late. What is a good age / time a single mother should start to put herself out there for dating? I would say you really don't want to do that until your child is at least, I would say at least 5 years old and could, speak up and express themselves. If they have special needs or something like that and they need more time than 5 years, then take as long as it takes, but you don't want to really get out there and then get in nothing serious if you have a child and your child is not able to speak up and express themselves. And then you also want to make sure that you have the capacity to do everything your child needs from you, and then be able to date as well. So I decided to give an old flame a second chance. He is now divorced with a 7-year-old daughter. Told me he was going away to Antigua for about 12 days. Claims he is going with the daughter and boyfriend. Well, all you could do is believe him until he prove you wrong. Yeah, my boy say he want his own money. And let me see. His cash app is hit Tony Gaskins 3. So that's his he just updated it. And yeah, he's starting a clothing line too. Got him a nice little clothing line. And so he's starting him a clothing line. I said, okay. And I told him, I said, man, I could see this clothing line going far. So I'm going to invest in that clothing line. I ain't going to get no return on it, but I'm going to invest in that clothing line. I want to get it right to where he can have his own little stores, just like Amiri. That guy did Amiri, and now we went in his store on Rodeo Drive. I say, wow. How long has your son been using TikTok like father, like son, but in his unique way? TikTok is very foreign to me, so I may have to take a course. He been on there for some years now. He said at least 2-3 years, however long it's been around, he been on there, but he just now really figuring it out and finding that stride. And so he been posting every week, and these videos getting 300,000 views, 500,000 views, but he's in a different lane, so it doesn't convert to followers at his age group. Whereas for me, if I have a video that get 500,000 views, that's gonna turn into tens of thousands of followers. And so it's a little different. But I'm like, I'm learning from him now. Speaking of, I supposed to shoot me a TikTok. So right out, I said I'm gonna shoot me a TikTok right after the course. Y'all let me upload my TikTok. I gotta keep my word, cause on the court when I was filming with my son, I said on our course, I said I'm going to upload me a video. What is this? Is this TikTok? Okay. Y'all forgive me. Post me a TikTok. And my TikTok be getting 9 views. And I got to live with my son getting 300,000 views. I say, boy, look here. But I'm going back to my roots. No caption, no hashtag, just talking. Just find out there's carnival during the time he will be there, so that I trust what he says if he never mentioned he'd be going to carnival. Hey, I need to go over there to Antigua. See me a little bit of that dancing and stuff they have going on over there. I'll chat with my wife. See if she want to go to carnival in Antigua. Yeah, I mean he know what you do when you go into carnival, but unless he able to take somebody home, then he ain't really doing nothing but watching people dance, and that's just so common over there. It's like going to elementary school, and when you go to carnival in the island, it's just like it's normal to everybody. So it's not like how we see it in America, because we really don't have carnival in America. So when I first seen it, I thought it was kind of a little provocative and raunchy, and a little that it mean that you loose. And then I learned from being around my wife and islanders and people from other countries that dancing and all of that is just a way of life for them. It's an expression. Whereas when you grow up in the black church, it's seen as you demon possessed, and you evil, and you nasty, and you loose if you twerk in the air well. But in certain cultures, I seen some cultures, it look like they be booty dancing in church. And them hams be bouncing in their dress. And it's like, my goodness, like the Lord been good to you, but calm down now. And so I wouldn't put too much on that. What would you say makes a woman be a man's peace? Not arguing and nagging and just picking on stuff that has no real consequence. And so in my marriage, I had a conversation with my wife about, like, if I leave the toilet seat up, I'm like, baby, in the grand scheme of things, where does that rank? I come home every night, I'm 100% faithful. If all you got to do is flip the seat down before you pee, at least look at it like I ain't pee on top of your seat. You getting to sit on a clean seat. So what are we talking about? And then I had to remind my wife of, like, listen, it's a lot of little things and stuff that you do that I could nag about. And I think in couples, we make the relationship so hard because we nag about stuff that don't matter. We nag about stuff that don't matter. And so we'll be arguing about little stuff, and it's like, so in our relationship, we have a rule. If it's not worth breaking up over, it's not worth arguing over. And so we got that rule. And that's what we stick to. Y'all, I got a call tonight, business call with Los Angeles at 10 p.m. working on some stuff. And so I'll be here working till my wife bring me a little bite to eat when she come home. I'm 29, he's 36, has 7 kids, 5 baby mamas. I have 0 kids. Really sweet guy, but had to break things off before it got serious. Talks about marriage. Am I being too judgmental? Told me I lost a good man. Well, I mean, you and 5 other women lost a good man, apparently. And 7 kids. That's a starting 5 with a bench. That's a lot. That's a lot. And at 36, that's Hall of Fame numbers. He's a Hall of Fame baby daddy. And it's like, how can you have 7 kids in 36 years from 5 different women? Like, lost a good man. That you dodged a disease. Cause it's like, to be out there like that, because here's the thing. I was out there doing my thing, and I got 2 kids from 1 woman, and was out there absolutely. So if you done had 7, you had to shoot a lot of shots. You had to shoot a lot of shots. My son texted me. He say, hey, I got one. Then he put I'm guessing that face mean, whew. Then he put, yes, sir. She hit me with the just wanted to bless you with 25. Then 25 for a meeting too. Oh, I just got another. See, y'all welcoming him to this here world of when you start to work and you put yourself out there and you get out your comfort zone. And that's what I want him to see, because he see me working, and he see me, I mean, going hard every day, and it's hard, and they don't really understand that, you know. So now that he 18, and now he's seeing, and after I did that interview, when y'all watch the interview, because you also get a free $97 ticket to the 3B's virtual seminar this weekend that he giving you for taking his course, but you got to watch his video to get that coupon code in the next section of the course. And so that's free 97 if you couldn't afford that 97. Now, if you could afford that 97, don't try to claim the $10 now. The Lord has been good to you. God bless you. Keep your head up, scratch your booty, get glad. That's for the people who literally only got $10. And so you support my son, but then you get a bonus to be in my seminar this weekend. And so, which is virtual. And he realized, and he after we did that interview, he said, Dad, he said, man, I gotta give you your credit. He lifted up his arm, all that sweat he had on his arm, he was so nervous. And he said, Dad, I gotta give you your credit, because you been there talking. He said, I didn't realize it's that hard to just talk, to be talking like that. And then he said, man, oh man, life like this is sweet. That's what he think. Till you actually got to do them sessions, and you gotta what? And y'all see these questions I be answering. These questions get tough. These questions get tough to answer. One of my cousins, he was like, "Cuz, how you do that, man? Because you giving people advice about their life, and they gonna make a change in their life. That's on you." I said, "No, I'm just answering the question. They grown. They still got to, do what they want to do." Yeah, we have videos on here that's geared towards men. It's just we only have 5% men, so I gotta talk to who on here. And so if you look through them, and every video I do is 2 men. What you gotta realize is inverted. None of the videos say to a woman. Very few of the videos say that it's to a woman. It is a relationship video. And so what men have to realize is that this is for you too. Men just automatically think sometimes that any advice online is for a woman, because women are consumers of knowledge and they listen. And so, but every video is for the man, because even if I'm talking to a woman, it's telling the man what man not to be. And so people have to get beyond, and you got to be able to read between the lines. And you have to get beyond thinking that if it don't have your name in the title, that it's not for you. If you watch even a video, if you a woman and you watch a video that's to a man, you still gonna learn, because you're gonna learn what type of man you should be willing to be with, what type of man you should stay away from, what type of man you need and want in your life. If you a man and you watch a video for a woman, you're gonna learn what type of man is a red flag. And so that's just something to where what you saying is, it's really Satan who try to get me to skew from the calling God put on my life, because it's so powerful in the kingdom, to get me to focus on something that God didn't call me to. So the videos that I do is addressing the problems at large, and what we most have to deal with, what I see going on the most have to deal with. And then what you also have to realize is you got to understand the makeup between women and men. Men listen and learn in the dark. Men do not appreciate confrontation. So if a man is confronted with a title of a video, he will rebelliously ignore that video, block that video, because men operate from ego, not from heart. So you have to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. So every video I do is for men, but it's also for women, because what I teach is principle based. It's not gender based. And so y'all have to get that and go spread that on the mountaintop. And the people who really be on here and watch my videos, then they know that it's beneficial for both genders. I met a guy last year in March. There was what I call an instant connection by mere eye contact. We got to talking like every day, and in a matter of weeks, the attraction wanted to lead. So you probably got something else left on that question, I'm guessing. I'm 38 and I was told that I'm too old and too serious. That's why I'm single. I don't think I am. I try to be light, funny, and relatable in dating. What's some advice you can give me? Well, keep being you. Don't worry about people feedback and all of that if it's not coming from a professional that you have hired, and that professional speaking from the right place. Keep being you. And stuff like that. I let my son know that y'all blessing him for college, so he could get his supplies, get him some clothes, and pay that tuition and all of that right there. Now, you know them kids will think it's for V-Bucks on a video game. And so you got to keep being you, because a lot of times what you have to realize with this right here, some people, if it's somebody that you could date, somebody that want to sleep with you, they'll give you advice that make you easier for them. So you got to make sure in the coaching that you're doing, go on mymentor.life, hire one of the coaches, and you got to realize that in the coaching that you're doing, you got to make sure that you're healed. Make sure that you have healed, that you're learning, that you're growing, that you're not jaded, that you don't have a wall up, guarded, things of that nature. Are you still accepting agents for your insurance team? Yes, always. You know, there's no such thing as an insurance agency that's too big. I just had a family member, this is a real life story. My family member might be watching this and be like, dang, little Tony throwing us under the bus. I had a family member pass away, and they can't get buried until they get $2,000 more. They have $5,000 in insurance, life insurance, but the funeral home charged $7,000 for that basic service, and so they don't have insurance. And a $5,000 policy it probably was one of them fake scam policies, so you don't even know if it's gonna pay out. And so I say that to say that's a part of the reason why I started an insurance agency. So y'all make sure the link is in the description. If you don't have insurance, don't wait till the last minute when it's too late, and don't let your family members wait till the last minute and then put it on you. So they came to me for the $2,000, and I ain't got it. My son getting ready to go to college. Like I can't give $2,000 outside of my household. Like I got so many bills right now. The bill collector's sleeping outside, waiting on me. I'm thinking. I'm like, well, what? The feds? No, that's the bill collectors. I'm like, my goodness, they out here. You know what we used to do? Negro knock, what they call the N-word knock. They out there doing on my door and running. Then calling me, yeah, we trying to get it. And then they get loud on the voicemail. This is Billy. You need to give me a call when you get this voicemail. I'm like, hold on now, Billy. What in the world you gonna get for me paying this bill? Do you get something extra? Do you get a commission? I'm like, calm down, sir. Like, the U.S. government is $30 trillion in debt, and you calling me about a late bill? Like, man, we in a recession, man. And see, Lisa know. My son say he don't mind y'all following. He say, but some of them comments be on there. So I say, yeah, you know how we be. I don't even comment on this stuff because I know how them kids is. Will I as a woman always find men annoying? Like I get one with emotional depth and then one who's perfect in another area, but they all have many things and stuff that are just very irritating. Shania, you will always find a man to be annoying. You will always find it, especially when you comfortable with yourself and you at peace with yourself, people just annoy you. And that's life. And we have to learn what really matters and what doesn't. I still annoy my wife. She still annoy me. Humans are annoying. So while the man is annoying you, you are also annoying him. And give you an example. I was coming down from the gym, coming downstairs. Our gym is outside above the pool, and I was coming downstairs. To come in the house, and my wife hadn't locked the door, and so I'm sweaty. I'm on a phone call. I'm trying to handle business, and she's standing at the door looking at me laughing, and I'm just not in the mood. I'm tired. I haven't ate. I'm sweating. And I'm just not in the mood. So what I had to do is fake. I'm on the phone talking, and I'm just like, go. She may like she unlock it and walk off. I go to turn the handle, it's still locked. So then I have to. I am annoyed. Don't feel like playing. Ain't ate nothing. And so on the inside, what I wanted to do is I wanted to be like, I wanted to get attitude. But then guess what? That would have hurt her feelings because all she was doing was playing. She feeling good. She living a soft life. I'm living a hard life. That would have hurt her feelings. And I done did that many times to where she playing when I don't feel like playing. And then I get an attitude and it hurt her feelings, and all she wanted to do is play. And then when I learn and I taught myself, the Holy Spirit, say, Tony, if if a woman wanna, if your woman, not a woman, your woman wanna play with you, that means you doing something right. That means she is at peace. That means she is at calm. No matter how many bills you got due, no matter what's going on, no matter how low your money is, this woman want to play around and joke. That's a blessing. That's favor from God. And I had to shift my mindset. So now I play as much and as long as she want to play. The only thing I don't want to do is lose my hairline. Because it's like, then I got to go back to the barbershop, get that hair sprayed on. But other than that, I have learned let her play. And then guess what? I let her play. I'm on a business call. You never know whether the business call going to be a $10 call or whether it's $1 million call. You never know. It's a company that I got 10% equity in. And I'm helping with the vision and helping launch it and all of that. And so I come in and I'm on the call and she say, do you want breakfast? She done scrambled some eggs, made some sausage links, and some hash brown. Boy, I needed that. I needed that. Now, had I got an attitude when she was playing, then she might not offer me that food, or she would have offered with an attitude, just dropped it on her. But because that food tasted good and sweet and loving, because I put up with what she did that I thought was annoying, then I got me a blessing. And on top of that, she made me iced coffee. Right after I just got done doing all that sweating in the sauna, and now I got refueled. So I said it to say, it's all about a mindset shift. Because men are annoying, women are annoying. Humans are annoying. So Shania, please believe you are annoying. And you have to keep that in mind when you think about that man. What are your thoughts on the host, dear recent engagement? No one knew he was seriously dating and he didn't show her face on the engagement photos. I hope she don't look like somebody that stepped on her. And that's why he ain't show that fade. But they do that and they call it privacy and not opening up the person to attack and opening up the person to all the negativity. And it's like, how you getting engaged and we ain't know you were dating. We ain't know you was that serious in a relationship. That's supposed to be known when you're a podcaster, because everything supposed to be out there when you're a podcaster. And so for me, you can't never trust them engagements, because sometimes they do that to buy themselves some time. They do that so people will shut up. They do that so people will be like, okay, oh, this person finally getting engaged. And they'll do that for that reason. And then they'll come with some irreconcilable differences right before the marriage. Or they'll get married and make it look real. And then they'll irreconcilable differences and divorce a year, 2 years, 3 years in. And so you can't never really trust it. You got to look at the spirit of a person. And you got to judge them by their spirit. Otherwise, this stuff be smoke and mirrors. It be smoke and mirrors just to shut people up. So I really don't be believing this stuff. I don't be believing it. Me personally, I don't give nobody credit for engagement. I don't give nobody a credit for marriage. When you get married and you cross 10 years, that's when you get my credit. Because a lot of people will get married and just be living in chaos in that relationship for 5, 7, 8 years. I mean, be cheating from day 2 and just stay together to go half on bills and out of convenience. When you cross 10 years, now you taking it a little more serious. Now you serious. Now you locked in. Now you really thinking about until death do us part. Like, now you really trying to do something. But even then, it's a lot of couples get divorced at year 15. A lot of couples get divorced year 20. A lot of couples get divorced year 25. So it's never over. It's a marathon. You got to wake up and go to work every day. Love is a job you cannot retire from. You never get to rest in love. And so for me, what I have learned in love is just suffer the wrong. I don't respond to anything no more. I don't let nothing get me out of my sorts. I was about to get on here. I looked at my wife's location. I didn't really know where it was, and I know she was going to Pilates. And then so I text her, hey, you still at Pilates? And then she didn't respond, and it took a little while. And then she said, yeah. And then later she texted me. She said, yeah, I'm in the truck with Maya. That's my niece. And she sent me a picture of her and my niece from Pilates. And I remember 2 days ago she told my niece was coming to Pilates. Now my niece's birthday is coming up in a couple of days, so I don't even be trusting my nieces. I be thinking now you even talk that birthday coming up, and forgive me, I just be watching people, and it probably ain't got nothing to do with it, but that's just me. And so they're at Pilates, and now the old me, if I look at the location and I don't know where that's at, I'm just naturally gonna go to, is she at a man house? Is she talking to somebody? And red pill will tell you, yeah, that's what she doing. She cheating on you. She got another man. You can't trust these women. These women cheat. All this right there. But I just got to a point in a relationship to where I just don't let nothing worry me. I don't let nothing bother me. I don't let nothing. I say, listen, if something come out, it come out. If something happen, listen, I'm the catch. I'm the prize. I had to switch my mindset from thinking insecure and wanting to chase and control, because that's how we taught in relationship. You got to know who you are and what you bring to the table and what you represent, so you could rest, so you could be at ease. And I learned that from my wife, because I asked her a long time ago. I'm like, babe, I'm on the road. I'm talking to all these women on the phone and coaching and at these seminars. I said, why you don't be tripping? Like, why you don't do me like the other women do they man? Because I had one mentee where he'll be on the road and his woman make him FaceTime her, and then she make him show her the whole room, show her the bathroom, show her under the bed. And after he do that and they talk for a little while and he get off the phone, then he bring over his prostitute or his stripper. So she had him doing all of that and he still was cheating. And I was like, why you don't have me doing none of that? And she said, because if you stupid enough to cheat, then that's your loss. She said, I'm not finna stress myself out and be worrying about what you doing when I can't control that. So I'm not finna put myself through that. And I'm like, man, okay. And I took it took me a long time to adopt that mentality, but I adopt that mentality because when I didn't have it, I caused a lot of problems. And it was like, we'll push our person into the arms of somebody else. We'll push them into something because of how we acting. And so I had to learn, like, okay, let me be 100% the absolute best person that I can be. And then if she doesn't reciprocate, then that at least I know I did everything I could do. And what I found as a man is that when you give a woman your all and you give her everything, if you chose the right kind of woman, she will reciprocate, because a woman is created for love. And one of two, should my 12-year-old stay with his dad out of state? He's been going down the wrong path, and teens were just some same block. I'm in school and trying to move. Bringing him back feels unsafe. Yeah, let him stay with his daddy. As long as his daddy is, sound and doing the right thing, let him stay with his daddy. If his daddy gonna have him out there on the block serving, then I was obviously not. But if his daddy's a good guy and he willing to have him there and all of that, definitely let him stay with his daddy. His dad promised to take him for school next year. Now says no room because he lives with his other kids. If I get him back, I have to move in with my mom just to keep him out of this environment. So now, why you ask me, should he stay with his daddy if he can't stay with his daddy? That ain't make much sense. And see, this is why I be trying to tell y'all, for y'all ladies, I want y'all to listen to this. Because I be trying to tell y'all, sometimes y'all be asking me to do the impossible. And y'all be saying to me, Tony, talk to the men. when y'all realize that men don't listen like that. Men listen when a man want to listen. A man got to be knocked all the way to the ground and have his head stomped in to within an inch of his life before he listens. That's why so many men that is strung out on drugs, that go in and out of jail, that just no matter what we do and say, no matter how many rehabs, how much money we give, how much none of that, we can never change a man until he is ready to change. Until that man want to change, ain't nothing we could do. And that's why I never listen to women be telling me, talk to the men, talk to the men. I am a man. So I know, don't nobody have more influence in a man's life than a woman. A man will listen to a woman, especially a woman he's sleeping with, way faster than he gonna listen to a strange man on the internet telling him what to do with his life. And so what you got to realize is all you can control is what you can control. And your son won't be the first boy that lived on a rough block and made it. So what you have to do is instill in him the morals and the values that he needs. And that's all you can control. Pray over him. Put a life insurance policy on him, which will be dirt cheap because he's a child. And that way you know that you at least building wealth for him through that IUL. And the link is in the description. So you at least know you building a savings for him, some wealth for him. And if the Lord allowed for him to come home early, then you at least know that you had that secured. And that'll give you some peace to say, okay, we praying the Lord, he make it out of here. But not only is he going to make it out of here, I done taught him everything he need to know, the morals and the values, and I'm putting up a few dollars a month to help him start his first business, to help him go to college, to help him buy his first house. So you have to focus on what you can control. You can't control the bullets coming out of somebody's gun. You can't control what nobody gonna do. You have to always focus on what you can do. And another thing too, y'all don't be afraid to live with your mama, because one of the things that kill people faster than anything is loneliness. So if you got a mama and she will let you live with her, as long as y'all not gonna be fighting like cats and dogs, move in with her. Move in with her. Help pay her bills. And give her that company. If you ain't got no man or if you ain't got no woman, it ain't nothing wrong with living with your parents. We got to get out that mindset because we have been taught and conditioned that you got to get out and get on your own at 18 years old. And that's why we can't build no wealth, because everybody is trying to pay $2,600 in rent by themselves. Where if we just get a 4-bedroom and each family or each group live in that bedroom, and you got your bathroom and you living with your family, the kids got somebody to play with. Just make sure they ain't playing house too much now, because it get out of hand. And you got somebody to eat dinner with. Yeah, people gonna get on your nerve, but that's any way you go. And now you split that 2,600 2 ways, 3 ways, 4 ways. And that's what I see the Indians doing. The Indians, not Native Americans, but the Indians from India. They all live under one roof. They be in America, they live under one roof. We got a real rich Indian man in my city. This man built the whole compound for his whole family. His sons and their wives, his daughters and their husbands, all of them under one roof. And he probably don't need no money from them, but now guess what they get to do? They get to invest their money. They get to build generational wealth. And that's what we got to start thinking about. So don't feel bad about moving in with your mama. And y'all listen, every question is a lesson. So my goal ain't here to just fly through these questions. So I ain't gonna get all these questions. Is cheating and betrayal inevitable in a relationship? Is cheating and betrayal inevitable in a relationship, even in a godly kingdom relationship, especially in these times? Cheating, polygamy is more common, expected, tolerated, promoted. I wouldn't say it's inevitable. It is possible in every relationship. It is possible. Every man is capable of cheating. Every woman is capable of cheating. So it is possible. But there is a way when you lock in and you focus and y'all on the same page, and especially if God is the center and both of y'all trying to please God, then you can go without cheating. Humans are flawed. Humans fall. Humans make mistakes. Humans make bad choices. That one choice or two choices or three choices don't mean that gonna be the choice forever. And so there is redemption. There is a comeback story in relationships. I think a lot of times we slip and fall, or we do something dumb and then we throw in the towel. When you got to realize it's like, no matter who you get with, they're going to be flawed and they're going to make bad choices, men and women. And that's what I've learned, that you got to know what really matters in it. And you got to really have some communication and be able to see, like, is this person willing to learn and to grow and to change? Am I willing to learn and to grow and to change? A Siri. I don't really think too much about network marketing. I think it's a good way to kind of get out your comfort zone, learn how to market yourself, learn how to get out there. It's a starting point for some people. A lot of people call it a pyramid scheme and all of that, but it's neither here nor there. It's hit or miss. You know, it's kind of one of them things. The way I look at it is like, some people, some companies is bad, and some of them is, depending on what you selling, it could work for you. So that's a personal choice. I don't do network marketing. Like, it's not a thing for me. The insurance industry is set up similar to that, but it's completely different in the sense of the products that you are given. That's my son cash out, not mine, y'all. That's my son. And so I look at it the same way. Like, if you go to Walmart and you spend money at there, that money is broken down all the way from the founding family all the way down to the person sweeping the floors. And so a lot of network marketing is set up like that. It's like whoever owned the company, they get a share, and whoever they bring in get a share, 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 and it just go all the way down. But I think we just look at it totally differently when it's a bunch of independent people. But when you think about any company, it's the same thing. It's just different payout structures. It's like the company do business, money come in, and everybody get the money divvied up based on their title, based on their level. So it's just all about how you look at it. My dad damaged my self-esteem and never gave me real father love. He was extremely emotionally. Now it's affecting me in my day-to-day life and decisions. What can I do to reclaim my life? You got to go to therapy. You got to realize that YouTube don't even let us say certain words. So some stuff is just too deep for YouTube, too serious for YouTube, and you got to go to therapy. And if you go and you put that time in and you do the work, you talking through it, you get it off your chest, then it starts to heal you, start to help you. You also can couple that with coaching, or you could do therapy, then you could do coaching, or you could do coaching and therapy at the same time. And what you have to realize with that is you have to realize that you got to seek to understand, then be understood. And so what that means is when you seek to understand, you start to realize that your dad did to you what was done to him. And he did what he did, not because he don't love you, not because he don't like you, not because he hates you, is that he didn't know love. He wasn't taught love. And so when we take and we put our mom or our dad shoes on and we walk a mile in and we realize that they did better than they should have did. That they did more than what they should have did based on what they went through. It's a man talk about somebody peed in his mouth when he was a child. It's men who have been done to them when they was a child. And a lot of times we go through the hurt at the hands of a man, and we don't think about what if this was done to that man when he was a child? Like, what did he have to go through to make him this person? What did he have to go through to make him this cold, to make him this rude, to make him this mean, to make him this vindictive? Because we ain't just born that way. So something had to happen. And so when you seek to understand, then you start to be better understood. And so that's what we have to realize. What is a good age range for a 33-year-old to date? Within 10 years up, and within 3 years down. Yeah. And so you don't want a woman is typically more mature than a man, so you can't really date too far down. And then most men don't want a woman that's older than them anyways. And so you typically find yourself dating a man that's older than you, but you don't want a man to be too much older to where he feel like he get to be your daddy and re-raise you. So you got to be careful with that. And y'all forgive me. Hey, God bless y'all. It was a few of y'all that sent in a super chat or what have you. New member. I'm going so slow on this here chat. Y'all forgive me. Shout out to the new members. You see under the video it say join. That's for the members there. And God bless y'all. Forget I get these super chats real quick. I'm 32, no kids, therapist. Second job as an adjunct professor and about to start my PhD. Will a man ever stop talking to a woman that he says he sees as a wife? Y'all forgive me, I've been sitting in this chair for too long. This chair too cheap. Will a man ever stop talking to a woman that he sees as his wife, even after disrespecting him once with words? Yeah. Yeah, anything is possible, especially when you disrespect a man now. If you disrespect a man, now you're in a place to where almost any man will stop talking to you. The one thing that a man want and need is respect. That's why the Bible says, husband, love your wives. Wives, respect your husband. And so, yeah. And also, too, a good man really does not care about your job, your degrees, or none of that. Long as you are ambitious, like you're not just a gold digger and lazy and trying to ride his coattail. You could be doing customer service. You could be a teller. You could be flipping burgers. A good man ain't gonna judge you by that. He's gonna judge you by your ambition, your work ethic, your humility, because ultimately he want to be able to work with you, build with you, or what have you. So y'all forgive me, I had to grab that right there. Okay. Joy of God bless you, and somebody claim that. And God bless you right there. Y'all click the link in the description. And when y'all do that, make sure y'all pick a time that you actually could be on the call, because those are humans. It's not AI. And they move their schedule around to be on them calls with y'all. So y'all will see it. Let's see, Tampa. Let's have restaurants and favorite beach in the area. God bless you. I'm not too familiar with that area, sister. Um, and for a college student, I wouldn't really recommend the restaurants I be going to because he in college. So if I go somewhere, it'd be a little more than what a college student gonna want to spend. And we really ain't got no real staples, in Tampa. I don't live directly in Tampa, so and then also being a public figure, it's kind of dangerous to be talking about where you live at too, because sometimes people get a little nosy. But yeah, I don't live directly in Tampa, and I'm from Polk County. And but might have a little internship for your son sometime now. So keep that in mind. And then the beach, I really don't go to our beaches either. We got Clearwater Beach, but the water ain't clear. So I really don't go to the beach either. But it be live out there now. Be a lot going on. My son and go to Clearwater Beach. But I really don't do the beach either because I like to see what's in the water. So I got to the age to where if I can't see the bottom, I really don't be wanting to get in there. And God rest the soul of Malcolm Jamal Warner. And that's another reason why I really don't do the beach either. The brother went for a swim and got a long life, a lot of legacy. Not long life, but that legacy and being an actor. And the crazy thing, my wife, she cringe. I be DMing people, but I had not too long ago DM Malcolm Jamal Warner, just giving him his flowers for his acting. Cause I watched a show called The Resident on Netflix or something, and that brother was acting up in there. I say, wow, that brother could act. I ain't know the brother could act that good, cause I just seen him on the Cosby Show, and it was like a kid. But seeing him act on The Resident, I say, wow, that brother talented. I had to DM the man and say, brother, man, look, I ain't know you were talented like that. God bless you. And then I woke up seeing the man lost his life, and that right there. So, sister, that's another reason I won't be down to the beach. I'm 21. A guy I talked to said that he didn't want to pursue anything romantic right now since he doesn't have what he needs as a man, but wants me to still be in his life because we align. Nope, let him go. Let him go. Nope. Or you can explain to him that you can't play with fire like that, and explain to him that you okay with where he at as a man. How do you know what kind of person is naturally attracted to you, especially if you don't have much dating experience? That's a really hard one, Rachel, because you never know someone's a man, especially his intentions, and so you have to assume that he's not naturally attracted to you, and you can't fall too fast. You got to make sure that he puts in the work and that he does what he's supposed to do, and you will know based on his consistency. So that's what becomes the telling factor, is how consistent he is, how intentional he is. And Rachel, I know you personally because you're a client, and so you have a different type of situation in the sense of, for any woman who, if you come from greatness, or you come from a lineage or a good family, or you got friends or connections, you have to be very careful. Even if you got a cool job, you got to be very careful, because a person, male or female, will get with you for the wrong reasons, and then it's very hard to tell. Very hard to tell. You honestly almost got to lean on the opinion of a whole, sane, healthy friend, family member, or professional. or all three. Because with you just looking and telling, it'd be hard to tell. And y'all forgive my hat and went up, and when I came down to shout out the members, I lost my spot. Crushing this guy since I was 12. Occasionally he'll state, "You're my wife," but we never went out. Tells me to call instead of calling. Is he trying to check the temperature, or is he serious? It sounds like he just trying to check the temperature. Like he trying to check the temperature. Y'all forgive me, I'm trying to find those questions. Should I stay cordial with an ex I'm still in love with that pushed me away 8 years ago? He is on dialysis and recently confessed that I was supposed to be his wife, but he messed up. We are both single. Sister, it's like you gotta ask the Lord, do you want me to do this good deed? Because now when he on dialysis, now he want to have dialysis clarity. But a lot of times a man want to, trick off his whole life, and then when he feel like he getting closer to the grave than the birth canal, then he want to settle down and he want somebody that could take care of him and be there for him and all of that, and it just ain't fair. It just ain't fair, it just ain't right. So you got to make sure, like, where's his heart? If he's still that man, that trick off, then go on about your business, unless you just want to do it as unto the Lord. And so if it's about you and the Lord relationship and you doing it for that, then otherwise you could be doing for somebody who ain't gonna appreciate you, so who's still gonna dog you out or do you wrong. And so you just gotta make sure why you doing it. Hi, my boyfriend of 5 months moved to Rhode Island from California in May and stopped reaching out after promising to stay in touch. I'm not going to chase or beg, so I stopped as well. I feel used and hurt that he lied. Advice. Well, sister, you got to realize it was just 5 months. So you can't really get too caught up on it because it was just 5 months. So don't take it too serious. Okay, I'm back up to where I was, I think. So don't take it too serious. And you always shift your mindset, and you think, you know what, I'm glad it was 5 months instead of 5 years. Harold Martin, I'm trying to get better finance for me, so do you think starting a cleaning business? That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Ain't a lot of people who can afford to have somebody clean, but for the people who can, that's a great idea. Anything you could do with your hands is always a great idea. Tell your friend we're going to get them one question on the house, and they need to join the Blessed Tribe. We're going to get them one question on the house now. Join the old Blessed Tribe. If it's apparent that a guy likes you and is very inquisitive about your personal life, but you've had bad dreams, is it paranoia or intuition to not accept gifts from him? I don't trust anything about dreams because dreams come from so many different places. A lot of people think they Joseph in the Bible, but I don't let my dreams dictate anything in my life. It's never been right, because a dream literally can come from some you heard on the radio, some you watched on TV, a book that you read. Like, I've been divorced 1,000 times if I listen to my dreams, because you always have some negative come up, and a lot of times dreams, and they happen when you waking up, and you'll call it a dream, but you coming to, and a dream could come from your fears. And so, it's nothing Nothing wrong with accepting a gift because you don't lose anything and the person don't gain anything other than what you give them. So if somebody is want to be a blessing in your life, you just have to realize that accepting a gift don't mean you got to open your legs. That just may be somebody how they show love. Can ask a question on whatever you want to ask it on. Let's try Q&A. Just most people dealing with relationships. And that y'all see how that is? It's open Q&A, but a lot of people dealing with relationships. I hear the saying, "One who wants you, that's hard. I'm not attracted to those who want me. So does that mean I don't have a chance of attracting who I think is attractive?" Well, it's not fair for you to give a chance to a man who is not taking that advice himself. He's wanting you because you don't want him. And he wanting you because he's shooting up. And to find a man who is on your level, you just have to increase your exposure. You got to be out the house more. You got to be in more groups, go to more events, more networking. You just have to increase your exposure. And so that's all that is. But you also have to look at, are you looking for attractive or are you looking for fine? Are you looking for a heartthrob? Are you looking for a man that make your heart skip a beat? Because you might see a man and think he is okay looking, meaning he attractive, but you don't give him a chance because you want somebody and waiting on somebody that make your heart skip. And you're not really processing that you overlooking the average okay looking brothers because you really want somebody that you think is fine. And so you got to think about that. If a man was married twice and says both wives cheated, do you consider that a red flag? He has a baby mom that he never married and he says she also cheated. I would only consider it a red flag as if he's a liar. So if you hear him say he make $50,000 a year one time and the next time he makes $70,000, another time he makes $60,000, you hear him say he was at the park playing basketball when you called him, and then the next time y'all talk about the same day and he was at the library. So if you catching him up in lies, then that's a red flag. But you also got to evaluate him. Some men are shaped and built and made in a way that they pick women that they lusting after. And those women may be gold diggers, may be Jezebels. And they do get cheated on because they picked a Jezebel who was using him for financial security or safety or to try something new, but she didn't really get turned on by him. He's not really her type, and he basically plucked her off a pole. And so some men, they pick with they picker instead of with their mind. I told him, does your son have a public wish list for college? No, he doesn't. And I've never heard of that. I know they got that for baby showers and weddings, but we never heard of that. But I think he got that taken care of. I don't know. I was just talking about that. I said, hey, these people bless you on Cash Out now. This is for your supplies and all of that. Like, all right. But yeah, I'm not too sure about that. We seen that right there. Y'all click that link in the description now. We trying to fill up that calendar for my agents. Get you some life insurance. Get your life together. You got term life. If you just want to be covered and flush the money down the toilet. And then we got IUF if you want to build your little wealth. Let's see. Amen. Get your insurance policy, so you ain't got to call nobody. Something happened. Oh, Bunny Health. Oh, Bunny Health over here preaching now. Had a disagreement, both our faults. He said maybe this won't work. He reached out 3 months later, even stayed in contact with parents. Well, does this deserve another chance, or should I move on? The thing about it is, with a second chance, is like a lot of times the same thing gonna happen, and you got to know, if you got to ask yourself, are you okay to take that chance? If a second chance will make you suicidal or homicidal, if it don't go right, then don't do it. If you got the wherewithal and you got the emotional intelligence to give it another chance and it not break you, then it's okay. Stop talking to him for 6 months, talked again, and we dated for 2 months. Then we got married. But for some reason, I feel like he might not really love me, but he don't go out or talk to women. Am I overthinking? It sounds like you could be overthinking, but that you might need a session. Get on mymentor.life. With marriage, it's a little deeper than just general dating questions, because it's a lot more on the line with a marriage. Some people just don't show love the way that you want to be shown, and so it's a little different. Hi, Mr. Tony. I'm 31 years old. One teenage child looking to date, but I'm only getting approached by white guys. I prefer black, but I don't know what's going on. Any advice? Well, sister, I've been hearing about this trend online that more and more white guys is going to black women. I don't understand it. I don't really know why. I don't know if it's because black guys are taking their women and they left without a woman. I really wish I talked to one white guy. I got to talk to more of them. I know some white guys, but honestly, the answers just don't be answering. Like, to me, a lot of times the stuff be fetish based, and I just never get a real answer. One white guy I talked to, who is also a historian, so he studies people, he said that a white guy only date a black woman when he want to be dominated. And I was like, well, what you mean by that? He was like, well, we all heard black women, go off and be snapping at people and be loud and, rude. And so I'm like, okay, now this your stereotype or this your experience? And I remember asking another white guy how he feel about when white women date black guys, and he said, I don't feel about them. He said we don't see them as white. He said if a white woman get with a black guy, then she's seen as white trash. And I was like, wow. Now both of these guys from Florida, from the South, so it's a little different. So, but my thing is what I tell women is, if you single and what you want ain't coming for you, give every guy a try and see, like, go on a date and see, because what you think you want might not be what you need, and what you don't think you want might be what you need. So give it a try and see, and then judge the man by the man, because you'll be surprised. Because while you waiting on your preference might not prefer you. So that's what it means by like who like you. Now, it don't mean that the white man intentions is gonna be pure, because he might want to dress up and play slave master and slave, and then you end up what do what? Oh, what you want to do? And now you throw it off like, oh my goodness, what in the world is going on? And that's very possible. That's very possible. But you have to get to know them, go on a date with them, and see. Because sometimes when people date outside their race, they pedestalize and idolize that other race. So you have to think about that, because he might want to come drink your dirty bath water out of broke straw, and you get a treatment you ain't never got. And with the way that black men are trending right now, if I was a black woman, I would be open to men of other races, because it's a lot of delusion amongst a lot of black men. And a lot of black men are being brought into this manosphere, into this red pill delusion, and looking down on black women. So if love is blind and God has no color, then God might be trying to send you somebody of another race, because that's who gonna actually love you the way Christ loved the church. So, but one of the things that is very sad to me is the loyalty that black women show towards black men, and black men don't return that loyalty. That really breaks my heart. And I say that, I know it's a lot of panderers who will say stuff like that, and they be pandering, but I'm saying it in a very real way, from a very real place. I coach so many black women, and I'm like, well, I say, well, you more looks compatible with a white man, because black men are programmed, and your look is not in style right now. Like, your look and what you represent is not being promoted. So being that these men are programmed by movies and magazines and viral social media, he's not going to see your beauty, because a man want to pick a woman that other men envy and want. He don't just want a woman because he want her, and because he love her, and because he like her. He want a woman that other men want too. And a lot of women are the same way. Want a man that other women want. So everybody could be beautiful in the sight of God and have their own look. But if your look is not in style, not being promoted, just like women want a man to be 6 foot tall. A man could be 5'8" and be an absolutely amazing guy. Gonna love a woman down. I mean, swap her up with a biscuit, and be the best thing that happened to her, and she look right over his head. And she look over the head of every 5'8" man that she done ever seen, ever met, and ever will meet, because her preference is 6 foot tall. And so a lot of times what we got to realize is, a lot of times your preferences are keeping you single. And so you got to be open to who has the gumption, the unction, the wherewithal to approach you. Whoever got the wherewithal and the ability and the strength to approach you, they deserve a chance. They deserve a chance, and you got to talk to them and see where they heart at, where they spirit at, because in that moment, God may soften your heart or put a lens on your eyes to where you see them the way God sees them, and not the way you see them. Now, I have had people explain to me, black people explain to me, which I understand, because I have thought and been there as well, that they can't be with a white person because of the history between blacks and whites. And they can't get past that. And they can't get beyond thinking and feeling like, is this genuine? Or am I a fetish? Am I just a flavor of the day? And so I get that. And if you have that type of hang up, then you have to realize, that's to each their own. Who does a man really love? The one he lies to, or the one he tells the truth to? I hear people say stuff like that online, but a man will lie to you to save your heart. You have to remember that a human is not God. So like we say, God is not a man that he should lie. Meaning God don't lie. Humans lie. If the truth will hurt, a man has to low-key hate a woman to tell her the truth. Because if a man cheat on you, and see that, and it's different types of truths, and that's what you have to realize. If a man cheat on you, it benefits him nor you anything for him to tell you the truth that he cheated on you. Because all that's going to do is torment you for the rest of your life. And all you going to do is torment him for the rest of his life if y'all stay together. So that's why a man won't tell that. Now, when we do tell that, it's not out of love. It's not out of love. When men cheat on women and tell the woman that they cheated, it is not because he loves you and he want to tell you the truth about what he did. It's because he wants mental control, because he knows your personality is gonna feel inadequate and that you are going to step up and work harder for his love, attention, and affection. Or it is because he hates women altogether because of his trauma and his pain, and he tells you that he cheated on you because he wants to hurt you. He wants to see you suffer. He wants to see you cry. So when a man loves you, he more likely to lie to you than to tell you the truth. When he tells you the truth out of love, it is because what he is telling you is going to benefit you. So if he tells you, baby, I need to talk to you. I don't know how to say this. It's the hardest thing I've ever said. But you have got to lose some weight because you're going to have congestive heart failure or diabetes or cholesterol problems, and I want to spend as long as I can with you. So I want you to love yourself and to keep working on you. And I'm here with you, and I'm going to work with you. That's the hardest thing in the world that a man going to tell you as a woman. And that's could be the truth from love, but that also could be the truth from hate. So what you got to realize, it's a thin line. Like the quote say, it's a thin line between love and hate. So no matter what a man tell you, the truth or a lie, you got to evaluate where it's coming from. What's the root of it? And so, because I used to, when I was a teenager, I used to cheat on girls and tell them that I cheated on them. And I talked to my friend. He was like, man, why you do that, man? You crazy, man. I say, I want to see how much she loved me. She said she loved me. I want to see. So that was my test as a 15, 16-year-old. And some men still doing that in their 30s and 40s and 50s. And so a woman will be like, oh, he loved me because he manned up and he admitted, he confessed. At least he was man enough to tell me. When really he already knew it was going to make you insecure, unstable, and now he going to be able to move you like a pawn on his chessboard because of what it did to you. So if you notice, most women who find out that a man cheated on them, they end up staying with the man and working harder to keep the man. And vice versa too. A lot of men who get cheated on end up staying. Because it make us feel inadequate. When a human get cheated on, it make us feel inadequate. And then we want to work harder. A person gotta really, really love themselves to get cheated on and to walk away. Most people don't walk away, male or female. Met a 48-year-old man with a 17-year-old son from a temporary job. I'm 32, not my usual type, but felt the connection. He believes in God but doesn't read the Bible, but will go to church. Should I be cautious? Well, you should be cautious that he's 16 years older than you, because he could try to re-raise you. And so you got to understand that. But also, a lot of people don't read. So, but if a man believe in God and he willing to go to church, he may not be able to read. And y'all was on a temporary job. So I don't know if you was on a temp job or he was on a temp job, but if he got a temp job at 48, he might not be able to read. So you got to also look into that too and just see. And to be honest, now I listen to the Bible. I don't read the Bible. I listen to it. I'm not a reader either. So you got to think about that. Oh, y'all talking about the podcaster? That's crazy there. I hope I hope everything blessed, phase. He might just not want her to get. He might not just want her to get seen. To protect her. Probably don't want people talking about her. The internet could be cruel. The internet could be cruel. My moderator, shout out to my moderator. They letting y'all know about everything in the description box. Is it true that as women get older, our options get less? Yes, that is true. And the reason why that's true is because most men don't know how to be alone. So the older you get, the less available men is gonna be, because a man gonna find him a woman that he could be with. And it's also more women than men in most cities, in most cases. So you already have less men from the jump, even if you 25. And then the older you get, more of those men start to find them somebody to be with. Because men, unlike women, your average man don't know how to be alone. Your average woman struggle to be alone, but she is alone better than a man is alone. You rarely ever meet a man who is 100% alone, 100% single. Rarely ever. But for women, you could meet 10 women and at least half of them is all the way single. I do have the course YouTube for beginners, and also YouTube secrets that'll help you. Vanessa. Now it is interesting, Vanessa. They got that jail edge. A lot of time that jail edge go hand in hand with illegal substances being sold. That is very interesting how that right there works. That is very interesting. How can I convince my man to stop selling illegal substances? He works full time and does that on the side on a small scale. He says his job is not enough as a man and he has to do it. Well, he is lying. He's lying. He doesn't have to do it. What you could do is help identify his gifts and start a clothing line with him. So go on Chat GPT and write chat about a prompt about your man, and just ask Chat GPT. Just say, tell Chat that your man is from the inner city and he's selling illegal substances, and you want to help him start a t-shirt line that is a motivational t-shirt line for hustlers and grinders. Give me a name for the t-shirt line and the first design, and it'll go to work. And then it'll keep asking you at the end, do you want me to do this? Do you want me to do this? Just keep telling it, yeah, do that. Yeah, do that too. Yeah, do that too. And go and design him a t-shirt line. If he don't like that one, make him another one. If you don't like that one, make him another one. A lot of times women get mad when I say that, because it's like, oh, that's doing too much. That's too bad. He need to grow up. He need Listen, you ain't going nowhere. So if you ain't going nowhere and you going to have your legs open, you might as well help him find his purpose. You might as well help him climb if you're going to be there. You might as well. So sometimes a man will do stuff like that because he just don't have the intelligence. It's just his brain has not been developed and cultivated to think outside the box. So he doing what he has seen done. He doing what he knows. And then also he doing it because as a man, especially if you're a black man, we feel like a lame. If we don't sell drugs at some point in our life, we feel like a lame. We feel like we're not a man. And then too, it's the music we listen to. Like, it's a lot of days I get ready. I want to send some birds down south. I live in the south, so I can't send them nowhere. But it's a lot of days I want to get back into the dope game. If I listen to a certain song, it made me want to go catch me a body. That stuff is very powerful and it permeates, and we don't think about that. And that's why I try to tell these young men, that's why these young men attitude so bad and they so lazy and they so warped in their mind because of what they listen to. And a lot of people don't think about that. But when I listen to that music and I say, man, why I'm feeling like cheating on my wife? Why I'm feeling like selling drugs? Why I'm feeling like running me old illegal play to run a bag up? Why I'm feeling like catching a body, sliding on my ops? Because of what I just put into my mind. And so that's all it is. You got to change the atmosphere. Play gospel music out loud when you at the house. Start you a t-shirt line. Start you a business and ask him if he'll be your vice president or something like that right there. And then you'll see. And somebody say going in order. A Siri, yeah, miss your. But I think I did get it when I went back. God bless you. You definitely need the insurance now. A lot of people think that the insurance thing is just about us and making money, but we don't get nothing from the insurance other than a commission. The insurance is 1,000% for you. And with the IUL, that's just like your savings account that's growing with compound interest. That's what we were talking about earlier. Y'all forgive me, I have to go and get these here super chats. Stephanie J. Stanley, a preference or a standard to only want to date men with one baby mama and only one child, preferably older. I'm 33 with one child who is 16 and I don't want any more. That is a preference. But you can make that a standard, but that's not. See, standards are rooted and grounded in morals and values. So a standard is like a man's faith. Does he drink? Does he smoke? Things of that nature. Preferences just have to do with likes and dislikes. And I made up the slogan, standards versus preferences. And then somebody else, I think it was Niecy Nash, because she followed me on Twitter, and she had a dating reality show. She used to be on this comedy show where she played a cop, and then they gave her a dating reality show for some reason. I'm guessing just because she live in LA, live in Hollywood, and maybe, I don't know if they thought she just looked like a character because she had, like, big booty, big lips. And so I don't know if they thought, like, oh, she looked like a character, or we love her personality, or we want a host that's funny. But for whatever reason, because I think she was single, they gave her a dating show. And she followed me on Twitter, and she took my preferences versus standards, and she changed it to preferences versus priorities, and taught that on TV. So that's when that's the concepts went viral. But I'm the one who created it, and what I meant by it is that your standards are connected to your morals and your values. And so a man only having one child with one baby mama, it's not necessarily his morals and values, because he could have been with a woman and they were married and they had 2 kids. So that doesn't make him a bad man. He could have been in a relationship with a woman, a committed long-term relationship, and they had a child. And they were together 5-10 years, and then they broke up or got a divorce. And then he got in another relationship, and him and that woman had a child. And so that doesn't make him a bad man. That doesn't make him a toxic guy. It doesn't mean that he's going to mistreat you or dog you out. Now, yes, if a man have 2 kids from 2 different women and the kids the same age, now that speaks to his morals and his values. If a man has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different baby mamas and any of them kids is around the same age, now that speaks to his morals and values. So you kind of have to be careful when you have those hard line type of things, because you could really miss out on somebody amazing because you wrote them off on day one because they didn't fall into your preference. I'm dating someone who is, oh, you know what? Somebody sent a super chat, but I ain't gonna scroll all the way down because then it's hard to scroll back up. So I just click on it, and y'all probably see it in the chat over there. Y'all forgive me. I ain't ate but one time today, early this morning, and I ain't ate since then. I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel it. Let me check on anything in here for dinner. Dated someone who is kind, successful, however the conversation seems to be very dry and lacks substance. Is this something that can get better with time, or should I just let the person go? Well, you need to talk to them on FaceTime or in person. A lot of times when people have a lot going on, they might not know how to conversate on the phone. And then sometimes the conversation is dry because, not necessarily because they don't like you, but because they're not a conversationalist. So what you want to look a little deeper into is the person an introvert? Is the person shy? Now, if that's not the case, and that's why you asking that, then yes, that's a red flag, and you could very well be wasting time. Y'all, God bless you. When somebody send a super chat in, I got to hop on over there to that. But I ain't going to scroll down, just clicking it. I can see it on my side over here. What type of man is a man who lies about sleeping with a woman to his homeboys, stalks her, and when she catches him staring at her, he turns his head quickly and looks up to the sky? He is an insecure man. He's an insecure man who has not been affirmed. he's never felt valued, and that's what he's going through. Welcome to the new members. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. The join, you'll see that there. Thank you for the super chat. God bless you. And to the new members. Did I miss this one? I sure did. Y'all forgive me, I had to go back through these ones over here. Got into a heated argument with husband, and he stated he was a mistake to marry me when he tried to clean it up by saying he wasn't ready to get married. And well, that happens. That happens when you get into a heated argument. And it could be some truth. Could be some truth to it. Or it could absolutely be 1,000% a lie, and he just got heated. So what you got to look at is, does it sound like it's the truth? Is it shaping up and looking like what he said is the truth? And then you got to decide from there. And y'all gonna work on it, get it together, or you gonna move on. What does it mean when a man has 5 baby mamas? It means that he's irresponsible in that time period when he was doing that with those women and being unprotective. It also means that he has a hole in his heart and that he really seeks connection. And it also means that he's ambitious and he's a risk taker, because he could have caught HIV from any one of those women, and he put his life on the line to have unprotected sex with them. And so essentially what that is a hopeless romantic who has not been trained for love. Like, he has not been taught love and how to love. He's also not healthy and healed in that time. Now, if he is a new man since that time, because I got some guys, some friends, and I use that term loosely, but guys that I'm cool with, that I know who have about that many baby mama, that many, and I would say that for all of them, it's like they kind of like hopeless romantics type of situation. And hey, God bless you. Somebody sent me a cash out. God bless you, Tori. God bless you. Thank you, Joya. Joya posted. I missed that. I don't know how I missed that, Joya. Posting for Daryl. Tony, what stage financially a man should be in before he gets back into dating? Society makes it seem like the bag has to be secured. To be honest with you, it's up to the woman that you're dealing with. And a lot of women are making it to where the bag has to be secured. Me personally, if you meet a woman, I would rather be with a woman who has a character and a moral and a value requirement than a money requirement. If a woman judges me based on my job and my income versus my character and who I am as a man and how I carry myself as a man and my ambition and my hopes and my dreams and my goals that I'm working towards, if a woman judges me just based on money, I wouldn't want to be with her. That's not a real woman. That's not a healthy woman. That's not a whole woman. She has a limited mindset. She has a scarcity mindset. And she either was raised to worship money because they had it, or she was raised in poverty and scarcity, and that's her biggest fear, is not having money. Because one thing that a real woman is going to understand is that if a man has character and he has ambition with goals, it's only a matter of time that he's going to be successful. He will not remain broke forever. And so when people see my wife with $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 bracelets on, and $3,000, $6,000 bracelets on, and $30,000 rings, and $15,000 purses. It's because she was with me when I had $2 to my name. She judged me based off of who I was as a man, and my heart and my desires to be a man of God. And she didn't judge me based off of my job title or my degree or how much I was making. She went off of, how are you going to treat me? She didn't let me get back in the streets to sell drugs. Even though we could use the money and we needed the money, she said, I would rather be broke than for you to have an illegal lifestyle. And so that's why I give my wife the world. I will skip a bill of a non-consequential bill and bless my wife with some money so she could go shopping. I let the car note wait. I let everything wait, because my tomorrow is not promised. And I want her to know today that I love her. So I don't put nothing else before her. Everything else could wait. After she taken care of, then I take care of everybody else. Then I take care of the other bills. Now I put a light bill, a water bill, stuff like that. But even with that, if I get me a check and I could show her that I love her, and I could bless her, and I could put a smile on her face, and I got me a 10-day grace period, and I know I can make money in them 10 days, I bless her, because my tomorrow ain't promised. I got plenty of life insurance, so if the Lord called me home, she gonna be able to pay every bill that she could ever dream of, because I got that much life insurance. But if the Lord called me home tomorrow, and I skip the opportunity to show her that I love her today, when I had only one choice between taking care of somebody else or showing her, that I show her. And a lot of men don't understand that, of loving your wife as Christ loved the church. A lot of men don't understand that, and a lot of people don't understand that, because people be so bill scared, and people be so worldly, think about worldly things outside of stuff, and don't be processing what really matters in the grand scheme of things. So you got to realize that you really want you a woman that could see your heart. That's what you want. That's what you want. Shout out to the new members on there. Let me see. Hey, Tony, can you please consider me for your singles casting? I reached out to you via email. 33-year-old Christian, educated. Yep, you definitely being considered. So if you send it in, we consider every single person. We see every submission. We just only could pick a few. And the pilot that we shot, you older than the man, and the man didn't want a woman older than him. So the pilot that we shot, you older, so that's why you didn't get on that one. But the future ones, you'll definitely get your call. God bless you there. Member for 26 months. God bless you. I don't know why it put yours over here in this here colored box. Hi, Tony. I've been doing more work at a coffee shop, going to events, etc. I noticed that I am getting more looked at by men. As a single woman, do you recommend staying out the house to be seen? To be honest with you, with the climate of the world today, if I was a single woman, I would be out the house every day. Every day. If I was a single woman, I would never be in my house. With the climate of the world today, you have to increase your rate of exposure. You got to, because the world today is something different. Now you up against millions and millions and millions of women on every different network. So if you not out and about, you are greatly minimizing your chances of meeting the man for you, because when you sitting in that house, that man is on the phone with a million women at his fingertips. And so when he get out and he could see you and he see that thing swinging, he fixing to holler at you over that woman he looking at on the phone, which is hiding behind a filter. He finna go and shoot that shot because he could see you. He could see how you dress. He could see how you walk. He could see how you talk. He could see how you smell. He can see you. So you always gonna have a leg up over every woman on the internet. So if you get to work from home and you don't have to like talk out loud, then go work at Starbucks one day. Go work at Barnes and Noble the other day. Go work at the internet cafe the other day. Because men who are building a brand, building a business, working for themselves, and they can't afford an office, a lot of men going to work out and about. Especially if they don't have to be talking out loud. And if they got to talk out loud, they're just going to get up and go outside and take that phone call. God bless you, new member. Okay, I'm catching up on here. Now, see, the only thing about that Mish, I can't remember. Okay, I think I remember the last question. Temp job. You was on temp job. Clarification, he has a full-time job in tech and makes 6 figures. I'm also in tech, but we both work this temp job on the side for the government as linguists. Thanks for answering. Okay. I can't remember what you said now. So he was 48 and you 30 something. Let me find that other question if I could find it. Okay, maybe the other one was a free question, so it ain't in this list. But 48, you 32, I think you said. That's the biggest red flag right there. That's what you got to just that age difference that you don't get re-raised. That's all that is. Hey, God bless you there. Them kids okay. Let me see. Y'all forgive me, I'm getting through these super chats. Number of kids is okay. Would their ages be an issue? If they're still little and mine is almost out the house, is that unequally yoked? Well, it's not unequally yoked in the eyes of God, because unequally yoked in the eyes of God really means when you a woman of God and he a man of Satan. Now, you might not be like the best fit when you're not on the same page, and that's something that you have a right to think about that. So you could literally think about that and say to yourself, you have the right to say, hey, I don't want to be with somebody that I'm finna have to raise children all over again. But here's the thing. Date everybody who don't turn your stomach. If the man don't turn your stomach, go on at least one date. If he don't turn your stomach on that date, go on a second date, a third date, a fourth date. Give yourself time to get to know this man, because it don't matter about none of that. Y'all forgive my wife calling me, so let me check and see with her real quick. Hey, baby. Hey, y'all got to forgive me. That my wife called me. And you know how it is. Wife, she just, she own everything. So she be out there tied up, with my knees doing what she want to do. And then call me, and I'm up here working. So I had to tell her. And then sound like she had an attitude when I said I was working. Oh, okay. I'll let you go. Yeah, you want these bill paid? But no, I actually, after I talked to her, I realized she was a little annoyed with my son. So my son is light skinned. And my son is light skinned because my wife is light skinned. My wife light skinned because her daddy is Indian, Jamaican, but his ancestors from India. And so my son light skinned. And so he have a different texture of hair. And he get twist right now. And she said he asking, can he lock up? She said, absolutely not. So if a Jamaican mama tell you can't lock up when her whole country not about locked up, a lot of them, then you can't lock up. And so for me, I got to back the queen. Nope, son, can't lock up. Ain't for everybody. Ain't everybody can't do it. Everybody can't do it. No. So see the stuff we got to deal with. We just approved a tattoo because our son is a very good kid. Never had a girlfriend. Never been on a date. No, he's not gay. He just say he realized that he got goals that he got to focus on, and he not finna waste no young lady time because he's saving himself until marriage. And he was like, so what we just finna do? Talk and hold hands. And he was like, knowing that I'm not finna put her before my goal to be a pro soccer player. He was like, so if I meet her in college, yeah, but I don't want a girlfriend in high school. He was like, cause it's just too petty. So that's his mindset of it. And so because we ain't never seen him, drunk or high, never been in no trouble, we said let him do what he asking us, because he 18. He don't have to ask us. He grown. He got his own money. He grown from his graduation. He got a little bit of few dollars. So I'm like, I got a tattoo at 18 without asking my mom and daddy. So we said at least we got to appreciate that he asking us for our permission, even though he 18 years old. And most kids just go sneak off and do it. So we did that, and we went ahead and proved it. Now he asking us, can he lock up so it's less maintenance, because he get 2-strand twist right now. And his hair just grows long. And he used to wear it curly. But then I think he got tired of looking like a Disney character, because then you get taken for granted on the soccer field, look too soft, and your hair be all over the place. So he started getting it twisted up. And now it's like have to do that every 2 weeks. So now him wanting to be low maintenance, he want to get his hair locked up. And he asked his mama, because he know what his mama say goes, because I really don't get caught up in the stuff. I do recognize as a man that locks and tattoos do make you look tough. And you do have less problems when you have locks. And when you have tattoos, I got 5-6 tattoos, but mine under my shirt. And I used to have dreads. Well, we call them dreads. Y'all call them locks today, politically correct. But we used to call them dreads. And I used to have 6 gold teeth. And I used to have a long goatee, because what you wanted to do, if you was called a pretty boy, you had to try to look rough. Because when you look pretty as a man, you get tried more. Because men always trying to come up, and always trying to get some stripes, and always trying to get some credit. So the softer you look, the more you get tried. So I want y'all ladies to understand that honestly, the men with the most tattoos and the dreads and the golds and the gold teeth and the beards, a lot of times, most of the time, is coming from a place of insecurity. Not from a place of fashion and style. Some of the time it's coming from a good place of strength and like fashion, style, or whatever. But I know my son not scary. He's very confident. And so y'all have to understand that, because I be seeing that sometimes. I'll see women online. I seen this, they posted this guy, this white guy, and he had all these tattoos all down his neck, all down his arm. He got little earrings. And then women like lusting after him, lusting after him. What a lot of times women don't understand is, a lot of time women pick grown boys. And what I was trying to help my son understand, which he don't understand, but he's been infatuated with a tattoo since he was a little boy, because I got tattoos and I'm his daddy. And so what I was trying to help him understand is, son, as a man, I respect a man who has the strength and the confidence to do what other men aren't doing. The realest men are the men who can walk their own path. So when everybody is having sex, he chooses to be abstinent. When everybody is getting tattoos, he chooses not to get tattoos. When everybody is growing a beard, a big burly beard, he chooses to keep a low cut beard, or he chooses to be clean shaven because he can't grow no beard. But he don't go to Turkey and get a fake beard. When everybody is getting a fake hairline and he start to lose his hair, he go bald, or he just lose his hair. A man who is confident enough to wear his glasses, to not get tatted just because he want to look tough or because other men getting tatted. He get tatted because he want to be tatted. He get tatted because he into art. A man who do anything because he want to do it, not because that's what's cool and that's how he gonna fit in and that's what this and that. That is a real man. And that's why so many women that get cheated on, get dogged out, get left, because women choose the bad boy, not realizing that the bad boy is a weak man, that the bad boy is insecure, the bad boy is a grown boy, the bad boy is scared, he is weaker than the man who is the square, the lame. You want to pick the lamest, squarest man that you could find. The one who is comfortable being himself. And what I mean by that is, it don't mean he have to talk all proper, or he have to do all this and that. But you want to find a man who is comfortable in his own skin, and he don't follow the trends. He do what makes sense to him. The way he dress, the way he talk, the way he spend his money, the way he live his life. Every man might be wearing Tommy Bahama, Zara, Jabot, Sean John before he got caught up in this case. Every man might be in the same one kind of outfit, and this man is in a totally different kind of outfit because it don't make sense to him to spend that much money on a t-shirt or some jeans or some shoes, and he willing to do his own thing no matter what nobody else doing. He gonna do him because that's what makes sense to him. And he kind, he gentle, he strong, he confident. That's what you want. See, what you have to realize is that Satan is insecure, not confident. Satan is arrogant, not humble. So a man who is influenced by the wrong things, he is going to be in a place to where he is going to look like what is trending. He gonna look like the world. So if tattoos and beards is trending, you gotta pause on any man who got a beard and tattoos if he did that after it became a trend. If he started the trend and he grew out a big beard and it came from a place of confidence, then that's totally different. He is him. But if he followed the trend, now you got to pause and you got to say, hold on. Let me give you an example. NBA players made the little pro athletes. They made the little nappy fro popular. The reason why they made that popular is because they move out of their city to go to college or to go to the pros. And a man don't trust anybody cutting his hair. So they start to let their hair grow out. Next thing you know, you started seeing speakers and teachers and thinkers and pastors with the same curly or nappy fro as 19-year-old, 25-year-old boys, but these men in their late 40s and 50s. That's a red flag. When a man crossed the age of 25 and he go get his first tattoo, and then he keep getting tattoos as a grown, musky man because it's trending, that's a red flag. Now, if he an artist, then that's different. That's different. Artists, they're a little different. They're a little quirky, like Chris Brown. I can condone Chris Brown tattoos because he an artist and he make music, he do graffiti art, he do all of that. That's his personality. That's who he is. When you see a man that can't draw for a lick, don't got no art in his house, and none of that right there, he not getting inked up for the love of art. He getting inked up because he want to look tough. He getting inked up because he want to look like a thug. He want to look cool. He want to look like a pro athlete. Then now you got to say, where is this coming from and why you doing this? And see, the thing about it is a lot of women misjudging men, and they picking the man who look, that the woman think the man is sexy. The woman think the man is cool. The woman think the man is hip. The woman think the man is on trend, on style, fashion forward. And the man could be operating from a place of insecurity. And so you got to peel back that layer, and you got to really talk to that man and get to know that man and see, is this man operating from confidence or is he operating from insecurity? Is he setting trends or is he following trends? And that's what you have to realize. So it's a lot of men today who feel weak and lame, and they hide behind a beard because women saying beard sexy. It's a lot of men who feel weak and lame, and they hiding behind tattoos because women say tattoos is sexy. It's a lot of men who doing certain things, driving certain cars, dressing certain ways because women say, oh, that's sexy. And it don't even make sense to the man. That ain't what the man want. So y'all got to think about that. That was a random lesson came out of there. Random lesson came out of there. 30-year-old model in LA start her business or model. Do both. Because modeling, you only going to get a job a month. And so in all them days that you're not doing a photo shoot, then you could be doing your herb business. And hopefully you talk about herb. That's wellness and herb versus marijuana. So hopefully you're talking about that right there. So yeah, but do both. And modeling, it ain't gonna take that much time. I coach a lot of models in LA. I actually just coached a model in LA the other day, and she done quit modeling. She just felt like it was too much vanity, too this and that, too subjective. And most of the models I done coached models as supermodels, Victoria's Secret models, the angels on the runway with the angel wings, and they all get burnt out and just it ain't worth it and it just ain't this, and they want to do something more fulfilling. And so start your business, and you could balance the both, but eventually you'll age out that modeling, or you'll go into a different type of modeling, commercial print or something like that. Can a man be serious about a woman at 22? Yes, he can. And you gotta determine if he's serious on a healthy side or he's serious on a toxic side. So y'all forgive me, I was getting through those right there. And then the chat went down a little bit. So I think I already showed the new members. The 3B's virtual conference is this weekend. Friday night is VIP, just Q&A, networking with the VIP ticket holders Friday night. It's on Zoom this weekend. I didn't try to go. Zoom is tested, tried and true. I remember when Kev on stage and his wife did a conference online. It was supposed to be in person, and then COVID happened, so they had to move it online. And instead of using Zoom and breakout rooms, they used like an online seminar thing. Man, that thing crashed. That thing ain't even work, and we still ended up on Zoom. So ever since then, I said I'm gonna stick with what's tried and true. So we on Zoom. Each different session that we have will have a different Zoom link, and then we'll have breakouts if we have enough for the breakouts and things of that nature, and coaches or what have you. But we'll have the breakouts, and that's this weekend, and you'll see it. You'll see it on TonyGassensAcademy.com. Split $500 a month for each bedroom. I like that there now. Does every man go through a pull away phase during dating? If so, how long should it last? It's almost every man. Of course, we can't speak in full exacts or generalities in a sense, but almost every man. But in a sense of like it's not really a pull away. It may be like an identity crisis. It may be a period of like testing the woman, but it's more so versus pull away. A man may try to make a woman run away, meaning testing her to see how much she gonna deal with. When a man pull away, that is a red flag, because we know very quickly if we see you as a potential wife. And so when we don't see you as a potential wife, and you just a relationship of convenience, or we trying to balance you with a woman that we have a soul tie with, or that we have real love for, like we got some love for her, then that's when men go through that pull away phase. And that's why it happens for so many men, is because men rarely are fully alone without any soul ties. And so you typically end up having a period where a man pulls away to go back to his ex or dealing with his ex, or he pulls away to see if there's someone else out there that is better than you before he lock all the way in. Let me see. Should men that hire a matchmaker viewed as men who date online? No, it's similar, but hiring a matchmaker is like, it's more like a hybrid of online dating, or like online dating on steroids. Like hiring a matchmaker is like the chat GPT of online dating. Because with matchmaking, you more intentional, you more selective, and you leaning on expert opinion, so to speak. So you're not just picking in the blind and just choosing a woman based on how well she writes her bio or her profile and how nice her filtered picture may be. But with matchmaking, you got a matchmaker that's evaluating you and evaluating your match and interviewing your match, talking to your match, seeing if y'all are fit, then connecting y'all, then supporting y'all, coaching y'all, helping y'all, and being a voice of reason. So matchmaking is different, and we thinking about doing a very exclusive. It'll be, high profile matchmaking because it's very timely, and it's really for people who are of a higher net worth because of the time and the precision that it take. It's not really for everyday people who earn under 100 grand a year, because it take a lot more human interaction, a lot more time. So that's why online dating is your run-of-the-mill matchmaking, whereas matchmaking is really intended to be a high ticket item for individuals who don't have a normal life. Like they don't have a normal work schedule, or they're a public figure, so they can't just go and date people because people know who they are and what they do and how much they make. So it's like they need somebody to kind of be found and vetted and then matched, and then they get to meet them. But the person just meeting them based off what they being told. This person is this look, this height, this weight, this type of person, this character, and then the person says, yeah, okay, I would love to meet that person. I know you ain't give me nobody as my matchmaker. I know you ain't give me nobody that's, trash and washed up. And now you get to meet that person and you realize they're a famous singer or they're a famous athlete. But you chose them and you was willing to meet with them based off of what you was told about their character. So that's why matchmaking is totally different than online dating. Everybody, if you can't afford an insurance policy, then you need to be at least get you a life coach to help you get your life together the way you can get your policy. Yes, you need to do that. And this is what we got. This is what the Tony Gaskins Family Foundation gonna be doing here soon. It's a great therapy foundation that I have been a recipient of, called the Love Land Foundation. That offers free therapy for black women, by the way. Okay, let me take a picture of that, because my black sister, who is a black woman, was just trying to get me, asking me, because I told her I'd pay for some therapy. And that therapy was $65 a week. The devil is a lie. Not with the Love Land Foundation. Love Land, send me a check. Not with the Love Land Foundation being in existence. Sending that to my sister right now. They finna be like, man, who shouted us out? We done had all these sisters done come over here and writing in. Like, what the real? They be like, listen, we can't do it. We ain't gonna be able to do it. We tied up. Y'all forgive me. Speaking of, I just remembered that I was on a session Y'all forgive me. My internet went out. And it went all the way down to the chat. You make a video on the bro codes. Warrior of Nature. All my videos are on the bro code. Every video on my channel is breaking the bro code. I give away the game on every video. And so what I want y'all to do is, if you new here, when you go to my page, you click on my name, Tony Gaskins. It's going to take you to the main home page. Then you're going to click on videos. When you click on videos, you're going to see it'll be a little toggle, a little bar. You click on oldest, not most popular, not most click on oldest. Go to the oldest video and watch that video. And when you're done watching it, it's going to have a red line up under it. And then watch every single video in order. And what you're going to realize is I have covered every topic in love and relationship that you could think of. And when you done, somebody today sent me a cash out today. And she sent me a cash out. Shout out to you, Stephanie. And it say, you changed how I deal with men. Thank you. And I want y'all to know, and this Tori sent me a cash out, say, doing God's work. God bless you. I want y'all to know that that's exactly why I do what I do, and doing the work of the Lord. And what I mean by that, because a lot of people say that and they take it out of context. But if you new here, I was like in the relationship space, I was like how Apostle Paul was when he was Saul. So Saul was a persecutor of Christians. And then he had a run-in with Jesus. And then he became Apostle Paul. And he started to be a apostle for Jesus. He became a mouthpiece and a protector and a promoter of the faith. Because Jesus was like, why are you persecuting me? So a lot of times people get it twisted and they realize and they say, oh, well, Tony and the other relationship coach, and they'll lump me in with the guys who doing this right here just for money and fame and attention. And they have not actually turned over a new leaf. They still leaving a trail of broken hearts because they are unmarried. And they sleeping around with different women. And they telling lies to the different women. And they got these different women believing that they the only one. And they giving relationship advice about men. And they breaking the bro code to get more women. So when I started doing this, it would be guys commenting all the time. Oh, he doing that to get some P. Man, he probably getting more P than he realized. That man getting so much P. Because the only way, and what it helped me realize how men saw it, is a man said to himself, the only way he telling all of this is to sleep with women. That's the only way he telling all this here business. And so that's what they thought it was for. And so if a man is not married and he giving away all of this game, that's what it's for. Because if you can't talk about the game, if you still playing the game, you can't talk about it. You talk about the game when you retire from the game. That's when you give away the secrets and all of that. But see, what they do is they give 60 to 75% of the game. They give 60 to 75% of the game. and they leave that other room for they could play the game. And then when they get called out by me, then they go get engaged. Then they go get married. But then if they working for the devil, they true colors still end up showing. And they end up cheating on their wife, get into all these affairs, and going through a divorce because they never actually changed. And so the reason why I do what I do is because I had a run-in, and it was random of why I wrote my first book. And then God, but at first it was random. One of my friends said, Tony, you should write a book because you the biggest player that I've ever known. Now, we from a town of 5,000 people, so she ain't known too many people. And I said, okay, well, get me 10 questions from the women at your college, and I'll answer them from a college male perspective. And she brought me back 7 questions, and I put 3 more questions that I felt women needed to know. And that is what produced my first book, What Daddy Never Told His Little Girl. And I was 22 years old when I wrote that book. So when I got into this, for the people who knew here, nobody was doing it. When I got into this, and then I got online with it in 2009, I promoted it on Facebook 2007 till 2009. I promoted it different ways through there. My book got mentioned on the Steve Harvey Morning Show because I used to write in to the Strawberry Letter as a woman. And that's how I used to do my PR back then. I would write in to the outlets, to the radio and the news outlets as a woman who has a question about love and relationships, and they would mention Tony Gaskin's book, What Daddy Never Told His Little Girl, says this. What do you say, Steve? And then Steve would answer the question with Shirley. And then Steve, after hearing about my book 3-4 times, he hired a ghostwriter. And his ghostwriter, she had I think she knew about my book, What Daddy Never Told His Little Girl. And so my concept in What Daddy Never Told His Little Girl is called the 3-month rule. She took, and in Steve's book, they call it the 90-day rule. What is 3 months? 90 days. I published the 90-day rule in 2007. I made it up. Then in Steve's book, it was the 90-day rule. And it was the same thing as my 3-month rule. But the difference is the 90-day rule implied that you shouldn't sleep with a man for 90 days. What the 3-month rule is that a man will only wait to sleep with you for 90 days. You see what I'm saying? So it was kind of flipped to where I was telling a woman that a man will only wait 90 days to sleep with you. And if a man will wait 90 days, he is serious about you. And that a man who is not serious about you will only wait 30 days to sleep with you. Yeah. See that right here? And see that book right there? I wrote that book 22 years old. I was a drug dealer at the time. And I was out there. I had already been with over 100 women by the age of 21. So I was even different than Steve Harvey. Because Steve did not, and no offense to him, but he didn't look good to women until he became a famous comedian. Then when he became a famous comedian, now the women look different. You get to go into different types of looks, all different types of looks. So if you notice, like, based on the media and the marketing and what they say is an attractive woman, it's like that right there is programmed. And that's why you'll see men wives, when they become famous, a lot of times look the opposite of their wife when they was not famous, because they money get up and they say, oh, I could get this kind of woman that I see in the movies. And that's too real for a lot of women to hear, because it'd be like, oh, you trying to say I'm ugly. No, I didn't say that. You might be beautiful in the eyes of the Lord. And I don't know you. I don't know what you look like. And so when I did this right here, it was literally genuinely to help. There was no money play to it, because there was no money to be made. Because when I wrote my book, that was the first year of Twitter. When you go to Twitter, it show you when people started their account. Everybody started their account. All black people started our account on 2009 and 2010 or later. 2009 or later. Anybody who got a Twitter account that was started before 2009 work in tech. Other than that, everybody got on Twitter 2009 or later. I wrote my book in 2007. There was no avenue to money. I was the first and the only relationship coach online, of color or of white. Other than, it could have probably been other than famous books, but I had never read a book because I didn't grow up like that. Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. That book was written in 1992. So Buddy, he stepped out there. He really the OG. I ain't know nothing about Buddy though. I didn't know nothing about Buddy. And he's also white. So I ain't know nothing about Buddy. But when I came out there in the black space, it wasn't nobody. It was Steve Harvey wasn't out there. R.C. Blake's wasn't out there. T.D. Jakes wasn't taught relationship. All the coaches that y'all know today, none of them existed when I started. It was me and God. And I'm going to tell you how I wasn't no money in it. Is my first royalty check was $300. My first royalty check was $300. I thought that putting it on Amazon was going to get me some drive-by traffic. So I thought that it was going to sell 1,000 books a month. Because I ain't understand how Amazon worked. And Amazon was so like new back then. So I'm like, yeah, it's going to be on Amazon. And it's going to be so many people on there looking for books. They're going to find my book, baby. I'm going to sell 1,000 books. So I thought. And so for me to get that $300 check and still keep doing it, that's how you know it had to be the Lord. And then when Twitter popped off 2009, then I got on YouTube 2011. Then I got on Facebook business page 2012. Then I got on Instagram 2014 or 15. So now that's how this stuff start to take off. So I want y'all to understand is that everything you need to know, about love and relationships, I got over 2,000 videos on here. And if you go back to the oldest and you watch all the way through, you're going to have every question you ask is going to be answered. And so now I'm just redoing the videos now. So my internet acting up. I'm on this software. And so I don't know if it's the software or my internet. And so when I did that, it pushed me all the way down. Pushed me all the way down. It's not that men dislike women with tattoos. It just the tattoos is more so a masculine thing. And so a woman's tattoo just have to be, strategic and placed in a certain way, done a certain way, have a little feminine look and feel to it. But it's some men who love tattoos and they love women with tattoos. Oh, you know what? It redid my chat. So if y'all had a question in there, it's gone. So somebody, Bree, had said something, and then Juju said something. So I don't know what Bree said. And that's what I'm talking about right there. Glam chick. Those is the most respectable men to me. That's the men I respect the most because they going their own way. They doing their own thing. I ain't talking about MGTOW either. Cause they're on YouTube, those men bitter. But the man who could see all these men get praised, that's why I got my tattoo, because women was lusting after Tyrese, the singer. And he had that sweet lady, would you be mine? And I seen him slide down that wall. Sweet lifetime. I'm sitting there looking at this brother. I said, okay, this brother sliding down that wall. And all the ladies going crazy. I can't sing. But I'm like, okay, I look just like he looked in a tattoo, in a tank top now. My arm muscular just like him. I said, he tatted up. I said, man, hey, let's go get me a tattoo. Look, I went and got that cross on my arm. I said, I'm gonna go get me a tattoo. And I had a nice chest. I was a college football player. So see, this is why I try to tell guys, get to the root. Don't just say, oh, I did it because I wanted to do it. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. What's the real reason you did it? So for me, I believe in that level of introspection. Did you do something because Monica did it, because Brandy did it, because Erykah Badu did it, because Khalees did it, because Beyonce did it, because this did it, that did it, that did it? What's the real reason you did it? And when you get all the way to the root, that's when you get to realize, is this from confidence or this from insecurity? And so when I realized that the women like the guys with tattoos, I went and got me a tattoo. Yeah, that's how they do, you know. They had you out there. They had you out there. And just like, see how Shamika got that tattoo right here? I got a client who got a tattoo on her breast, and she trying to collab with me. And I told her I can't collab with you with tattoos on your breast like that. But who did that? Was it Foxy Brown? Was it Lil' Kim? Was it Trina? You see what I'm saying? When we really get to the root, was it Kaya? My net, my bite? When we really get to the root, now you get to see what was my real reason that I did this. Atlanta Housewives has dressed an entire generation. An entire generation changed the way they dress because of Atlanta Housewives. We ain't never seen that many Gucci purses and Louis Vuitton Neverfulls till after Atlanta Housewives. Every woman had to have a bodycon dress, 30-inch weave, body waves, Indian Remy, human hair, lace front, veneers, BBL. The lady on Housewives, she got in the public eye and became a whole new person. What the lady, Nene Leakes, she went from looking like a right hand to a left hand. Her shadow ain't recognizable. Like, whoa. Shadow was like, what the world? What the world is this? Oh my goodness. Shadow ran. And then so guess what? Every woman started to say, oh, you know what? Gotta get a tummy tuck. Or gotta get a BBL. Gotta get that 30-inch weave. Gotta have this kind of wave in it. But if we be honest with ourselves, when we very first see something, that's our true feeling. When we first see it, before we look at who like it and who don't like it, we make an honest assessment. And this is what's shaping relationships today, is the trends. And people not getting to know people at their core. And so when you think about that and you get to the root, then you start to, like I was talking to a celebrity jeweler the other day, and he was talking to my son. We was in Cancun for my son trip. And he said he finna go do laser tattoo removal. And then Hall of Famer Tracy McGrady, who I grew up with, came out publicly, I think, online and say he about to do laser tattoo removal. You know why they said it? They said that they doing it because when they got it, they was in the wrong place in their life, in the wrong mindset. And that now when they go into different rooms, they feel different. All the hood had solid gold teeth. So I had 2 solids at the bottom where you get put in with concrete at the dentist. When I went to meet a white billionaire, I wanted to talk like this. I was trying to talk like this. Yeah, how you doing, sir? My name's Tony Gaston. Yeah, how you doing? I tried to do everything I could to hide them 2 gold teeth on the bottom. And I realized that I got them gold teeth with my auntie, who had never made it out the hood, and who did a fake slip and fall in Publix to get $10,000 check, and they paid her $5,000. And with that $5,000, me, her, and her son went to go get solid gold teeth. She got 6 or 12. Her son got 12, and they got me 2. We spent, and there was $120 or $200. There was $120 a piece, and supposed to be 22 karat gold. And when my wife worked at a dentist, she said to me one time, she said, "Do you want to get those taken off?" That let me know I ain't catch it right then. I should have caught it. Oh, you shame of me. Oh, you shame of me. Oh, I ain't catch it right then. I just was like, I felt a little bit of offense, but I was like, because I had went into different rooms and felt shame having them 2 gold teeth in my mouth, I said, hey, yeah, actually, yeah. Went to the doctor. They cracked them off and put 2 veneers on top of it. And say, these temporary veneers now, they gonna come off one day. They still ain't came off. So I ain't biting into nothing too hard. But it was $50 a piece for the veneers. And so I say that to say, when you dating and you want love, you got to get to the root of what made this person that you attracted to. And you got to get to the root of you and what shaped you. I done had women hire me for coaching to argue with me about the validity and importance of their BBL. And I'm like, listen, you don't have to prove anything to me. If you did that for reasons of your own and they come from the right place, then you don't got to care about what nobody say about it. You did that for you. But if you got to get on the soapbox and argue about it, then something might have hit a chord in there. And you got to think about that. Now, me, all my tattoos is under my shirt. I got one on this pec, one on this pec, one on this shoulder, one on this shoulder, and one across my stomach. Which is basically two, because across my stomach is my ex-girlfriend middle name. Then when I got with my wife, I had to cover it up with a Black Panther. If I had abs, I'd show it to you. I can't show it to you with a spare tire down there. And different kind of, used to have a 6-pack, now I got a keg. And so, I never go take laser tattoo removal because they under my shirt. The guy who say he getting his, he got them on his neck. And then my other guy, I think they got them down their arm. And that's why I told my son, I said, boy, you might want to make it pro and touch your M before you go to get a tattoo down your arm now. Because, boy, let's hear, you're going to be judged. You're going to be judged. I go on trip with my homies, and I'm just starting to go on trips with my girlfriend because I needed to do more with her. Should there be a comparison? I do more with her anyway because she the best, because she is the best. Now I'm gonna tell you something now, Heart Rainer. I really don't trust you going on trip with your homeboys. Really don't trust that. Really don't trust that, Heart Rainer. Because to me, it don't make no sense to go on a trip with the boys. Because when you go on a trip with the boys, that's a bromance. And so the purpose of guys going on a trip is to get girls. To sleep with the women in the other countries. Because otherwise, y'all just laughing and looking at each other. Now, it's not to say that can't be done. But I really can't wrap my head around just being out of town, laying out in the sun with men. Unless you're going golfing or something like that. So that trip would need to be explained to me, like what exactly y'all doing. Because I never seen a pure and platonic and healthy guys trip. I tried to produce one for this trip to Costa Rica. Do a guys trip, just honest. Men getting out, building, talking. And one guy signed up. So I had to make it co-ed. And so his wife bought a ticket too. So now it's co-ed. And once again, I think it's me and that one guy. And then 10, 11 women. And he married. And I'm married. And he one of my mentees. So that's why I get to really see the state of men. And so that's why. And so people be like, oh, you a simp. You a simp. You be pandering. No, I don't. I be calling a spade a spade. If I seen that it was true that men are seeking growth and healthiness in droves, then I would say that. Just not the case. I got my mentee Caleb starting a men's group. He probably could count on one hand how many men he got in the group. Might be able to count on two hands. But now if you start a negative group, MGTOW, red pill, oh, you have men in droves. If it's something negative, or if it's about making money, you talking about motivation and money, ooh, oh yeah, coming out. Talking about being a better husband, crickets. Cricket. I did a seminar for men. Sold one ticket. I went on a tour, real love tour. And it was all the tour stops. It was 90% women, 10% men. The 10% men was brought by their woman. So then I said, I'm going to do an event for men only in Miami. Sold one ticket. Know who bought the ticket? Me. Trying to see if the site was broke. At the height of my career now, sold one ticket. You know why? Because it was about love and relationships. Now, you take and do an event about real estate, crypto, motivation, money, all that right there. Men coming out by that. So that's why I say the devil have us warped. And that's why God has me doing the work that I'm doing. Yeah, be a lot of beers struggling, boy, and they hold on to it. If this my wife, I got to go. I said I was going to work while my wife gone. All right. God bless you, Miss Tony. State license on schedule 7:30. Shout out 1322. Yes, yes. Now, if y'all want to join us, click the link in the description. You want to get your insurance license, join the team. Yeah, Glam Chick is right. Destiny, that's more so that question. Can you tell me what look compatible with? I feel like I don't really know what my level is. For one, I can't really see you, so that's more for a coaching session. And then what I do is I have my clients, send me like 3 pictures where I could see you, and then based on the world that we in and where we at and the dating structures and the matchmaking list and all of that, then I help you realize who is most compatible in this day and age. You could join. Bree, stop making excuses now. It's on Zoom, so they got Zoom app on your phone, and then put your headphone in. They have one little earbud right there, or you could let your hairstylist listen too for the free. She might want to listen. I ain't even see Joya. She hadn't already told her. And Manoni, God bless you. Now Manoni got her channel too. And she was supporting so heavily. I made her a moderator. And God bless you, Asia. God bless you. Y'all, let me. And why I say she picked up. Picking up some food. How can a woman who isn't promiscuous still be put in the hit and quit category? I find myself running into men who aren't interested in a relationship and want friends with benefits. What could be the problem? It's a lot of men that's in that situation, Brienne, because of corn and social media. But what it is saying is that those particular men don't see you as their wife. You're not the woman they've seen walking through their head. And so you just gotta realize that's where they at and move on until you see the man, you meet the man that you look like his wife. How should I address someone? My wife just not on the way home, y'all, so I got a little more time. How should I address someone that I am speaking with about their lack of communication without sounding like I'm nagging? At times it can be good, and then suddenly it drops from time to time. Well, it ain't always about speaking to somebody about it. Sometimes it's about recognizing the patterns and understanding that we all adults. And also understanding that a lot of times adults know exactly what they're doing. And so when that communication drop off, it might be another woman. And if it's not another woman, then you need to see and inquire within to see if it's family stress, work stress, or something else. And if it's not any of that, then you know it's either another woman or mind games. So some things don't have to be addressed. It just need to be assessed. So understand that right there. God bless you there, Jennifer. God bless you. Now see the old videos now, they might be a little more real. Sometimes today I gotta be a little more politically correct. Yeah, I think it deleted it. Abundant health. So yeah, I put that on. Yeah, I got in trouble for that one. That video called He Don't Want You, boy. There was some people mad about that. Yeah. I noticed that 3/4 of the men I meet do not know how to have conversation. I'm typically asking all the questions, so I just stop talking to them. Are they just not all that interested? It's not that they not all that interested. It's just a man being able to talk is a gift. And honestly, you probably want a man who says less. Because those of us who know how to talk, we on YouTube. And I'm going to tell you, that talking, it'll be your worst nightmare. It'll be your worst nightmare. I done had to learn how to curve my tongue and not talk too much. So you got to be careful what you wish for. Because I used to wish that my wife would be more communicative and that she would express more. You know what I'm going to do tonight, y'all? I got a call at 10 p.m. Eastern because my business partner's in California. So they 3 hours behind. So I got to work. Unless my wife sleep, well, she probably not going to be asleep because she wait on. I'm finna play wrestle with her. I don't like to play. She love to play. But when she plays, she like to hurt. So I got to go through getting hurt. But what that do is when you do something that your partner loves to do, it give them a different, deeper love. Now my wife, she the type of person that like she'll go get a whole jug of water and come dump it on my pillow. If I do one drop of water on her, she always go to the extremes. I don't know if she got childhood trauma or what. But she be telling me stories about how she's beat up her male cousins and bust their head open, bust their lips. Like she just plays extremely aggressive. And so I can't really play with her like that. But somebody who like to play, that means they are suppressed in their life if they don't get to play often. And then when I met her daddy, I realized, oh, this come from him. He like to play. And he like to joke. Her mama not like that. She dead serious like me. And my daddy don't like to play. So I never like to play. And so we got to realize and recognize ourselves. And you got to be able to tell about the person that you dealing with. So when you meet these men, you got to understand that sometimes that not talking and not conversating is better than a man who can talk you under the table. Because we always talk about a woman winning arguments. But when you meet a man who can win an argument, you're going to feel like jumping off a bridge. The worst thing you can have is a man who can out-talk you. That's the worst thing. That is the worst thing. And we got some of them out here on YouTube. That's only YouTube channels. And so you got to be careful. If you were in our position right now, what would be the best question to ask that hasn't been asked? And can you answer it? Flo, they need to have you on Pop the Balloon. That's the kind of question they need to be asking on there. They be asking what you like to do for fun. Like, what? You can't wait out here to Phoenix to ask that? Flo, it's not that the question hasn't been asked. It's that women don't listen. Now, that right there is something that women don't want to hear. So every question has been asked, but women don't listen. The reason why a lot of men don't ask questions is because men actually listen. If you tell a man to do something He asks for advice and you tell him to do something, he gonna do it. And that's the difference that women think is red pill. But what I try to tell women is not everything a man say that step on your toes is from a toxic place. So when I tell women, if a woman asks what should the basis of me choosing a husband be? That's the question that need to be asked by every woman. What is the basis that I should choose a husband on? That is the question. Sonia, God bless you. Sonia sent me a cash out. God bless you, Sonia. And guess what? Women ask that question and they do not listen to the answer. Because if the answer does not fit what she already wants and what she thinks, then she going to sprinkle to do witchcraft. Because if I tell a 5'9" woman that her husband might be 5'9", because the average man in America is 5'9", she is going to sprinkle to do witchcraft. Because she cannot have a man that is shorter than her with heels on. So the question is, Tony, how should I choose a husband? And the answer is based on his character. Nothing else matters. If you want to be married and you want to be happy and you want him to be faithful, his height does not matter. His weight does not matter. His job does not matter. His credit score does not matter. His income does not matter. What matters is his character. Do he fear God? Is he seeking the face of God? Does he want to live the way God has instructed him to live? Does he live by the fruits of the Spirit? That's all that matters. And every other thing that is intended for him is going to fall in place. Every other thing. Because you cannot have it all. And that is the parody of humandom. If you choose a man for his height, guess what he has? A smaller member. So now you have a tall man who you say is not pleasing you in the room. And then the woman who did not care about the man's height, shoe size and hand size, end up with a man who got a member that she very happy with. And that based on the statistics. So it's kind of like a little joke. It's kind of like a thing where it's like red pill, blue pill. You want the aesthetics or you want the substance? See, it's a lot of women that end up choosing a short man, and then when everything balances out and what matters is how happy you are and your house and your car and your tuition, because you had a short man with character. And this where women always get it confused and always take it out of context. I had a client the other day. She said, Tony, I can't do a short man because they mean. I ain't say choose a short man. I say choose a man with character regardless of his height. I ain't say choose a ugly man. I say choose a man with character regardless of how he look. Then women say, well, Tony, that ain't how men choose. Did God make you a man or did he make you a woman? Your problem is you trying to think like a man and you don't have a dang-a-lang. That's where you're failing. Because you're trying to live a woman's life with a man's thought process. And that's why you're failing. So you have to realize a man's character is his currency. And what you have to understand is, I don't know if anybody ever met Bishop R.C. Blake's. I don't know how tall he is. Do you know? And so I'm 5'10". So now I done seen a picture of the bishop. I never met him. But in the picture I seen, he didn't look 6'4". Now he could be 6'4" and just the picture had a different angle. So now think about this. Do anybody know how tall Bishop R.C. Blake's is? And I had a woman who was bishop age tell me her man have to have a good, full, strong hairline. So Bishop 5'10". I'm 5'10". So the two top relationship coaches, black male relationship coaches in the world is under 5'10". And every woman, black woman in the world who seeks relationship advice, listen to one of us. More people listen to him on YouTube because he know how to work YouTube with the thumbnails. And I don't do the thumbnails. And so that puts you in the algorithm. And I don't do the algorithm. So this the thing. And see, Bishop probably looked taller than that because his wife could be 5'4", 5'6". He could be 5'10". He could be 6 foot. So here you got two men that's probably under 6 feet tall, both married, and the top relationship coaches in the world. And I say that humbly. And all these women listen to us and do not pay attention that our wives chose a man under 6 foot tall. And women will say, I want what this woman got, what that woman got. And don't think about both our hairline is struggling, this hairspray, and both of us under 6 feet tall. But character makes the difference. And so that's what I'm trying to tell you is that, but then guess what? When you see the one with the height, what is he? The relationship coaches with the height, what are they? They single. The ones with the muscle, what are they? Either single and fornicating or married and cheating. The one with the height, with the muscles, going through divorces, or they single and fornicate. So y'all got to come to a place to where you start to realize that the only thing that matters is character. And whenever I do a video about that, I get chewed out. Women just, see, you trying to tell me to be with a broke man? I refuse to be with a broke man. It comes to a certain age. Well, listen, this the thing. If you broke, then he's not broke. If he makes 70,000 and he broke, and you make 70,000, you broke too. Now I have clients who tell me they make over 400,000. Now that's when you have to get you a man who make him some money. That's when you need That's when you need matchmaking, cause I have to go search high and low for a man in your category. That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard. It's either gonna be a child of God or God that introduce you to your husband. When you a woman and you make more than 250,000 a year, it's gonna take one or two things: God or somebody he done appointed to bring your husband. Cause that right there, that's different. So, but when I'm generally speaking to the average woman, I'm saying throw everything else out the window. Throw everything else out the window. And get you a man with character. Britannica, see there? Look, I seen right here. This is a lesson for my OGs on here. Never complain. Ask your question again. Cause see how I seen this? Had you asked your question. Now that's a whole lesson for everybody. Keep doing the work. Now let me grab this right here from Keisha Justy. Hey Tony, thanks for all you do. I recently attained the 3B status. I want to know, is it ever appropriate for a man to ask a woman about her salary while dating, or should that topic be reserved for after he proposes? Thanks in advance. It's not appropriate, and it is kind of a red flag for a man to ask, because one thing that men love more than anything else is money. So if a man is asking you about money, that's a red flag, because he could literally just Google your job title in your state and get a general idea of what you make, or go apply for the same type of job even without the credentials just to see what's being paid. So that is a red flag. A man should never worry about a woman money, because it's a man's job to provide. Bunny Health, I don't know if I got to it yet, but God bless you. And it sound like my wife back. Sound like I heard our dog barking. So I got to see. But hey, God bless y'all. I was able to work while my wife was gone. One thing make Manoni happy, and forgive me for saying the name wrong, is them likes. Y'all notice I never mention it, don't say nothing about it, but that show make her happy. And so I see her mentioning that all the time. So y'all thank you. Y'all thank you. But hey, God bless you. Everybody who sent a super chat, God bless you. I thank you. The brother here sent me another message here before I get to go. My girlfriend is Venezuelan and I'm African American. How serious should I look at cultural differences going forward? Been 3, I think it's about time for the rank. Yeah, 3 years. You coming up on the deadline, buddy. You coming up on the deadline, my boy. Because if she listen to me, I tell a woman, if a man ain't married by 3 years, he ain't serious about you. And it's too late to think about that, cultural difference at 3 years in now. And at the end of the day, the culture differences don't matter. It's your religious differences. So if you are not a man of God and she a woman of God, then you're going to have issues. If you're a man of God and she not a woman of God, you're going to have issues. But whether you like fried fish or steamed fish, or whether you like to dance at a party or sit on the wall, that type of stuff not going to make you or break you. It's some cultural things that's kind of rooted in some dark spirituality or some witchcraft or some stuff like that. You got to worry about that type of stuff. Like if you dating with somebody and they believe in this certain type of mystical, spiritual type stuff, and you believe in, something else, that's when that stuff, the foundational stuff, is what really matters. The other little stuff that is not what a foundation of your life is built on, then it's an issue. 927, one more super chat. TG, okay, I see that. So that's the super chat that I got then, I think. Yep, for Heart Rainer. Hey y'all, that look like Heart Rainer is a member of the Blessed Tribe. Got that little thing right there. So let's give him a round of applause. And me and my boys group, we coming down there to Florida Atlantic University next Wednesday. And so we're gonna be down there trying to get some of my boys an offer from down there. So we coming down there next Wednesday to Boca Raton. But God bless you. Keep your head up, and y'all take care. I think my wife at home. Let me see. I'm so hungry. Check that location. See, when you ain't cheating, that's why you can share that location. Me and my wife share our location. Hey, all the important links in the description. Also, y'all, thank you so much for the support. Tony Gaston Family Foundation. Me and the boys got a trip next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so my job is to pay for transportation, flights, hotel, food, drink, water, everything, Airbnbs, hotels, and all of that. So y'all, thank y'all for that support. It goes further than you know. Yeah, you missed it. Yeah. And Antoinette, God bless you. My wife just walked in. I got to go. So God bless you, and we'll talk soon. Thank you, Kelly. God bless you.